Welcome to the Deck Tech Corner. I'm Nate, and I'm here with the deck that I played with here this past Friday Night Magic. I played Bant Dragons. This deck I pretty much had just a whole bunch of other extra stuff lying around. And I'm like, well, I'll just throw this all together and I'll try to build a deck with what I can, piece by piece of what was here. So, for this deck, I wanted to really focus on the dragons. I wanted Dragonlord Ojutai, and I really wanted Dragonlord Dromoka. Dragonlord Dromoka is such a beast right now. Every game that I ever dropped Dragonlord Dromoka, I won because nobody had anything on board or in their hand to deal with it. Icefall Regent, he's good against the little mid-range stuff. Dragonlord Ojutai, we all know that guy is a beast. He always seems to win his own game. I've got some early game creatures. I got Sylvan Advocate, Reflector Mage, and Nissa. Sort of try to psych out my opponent, play these first, make them think I'm playing Bant Company, and then I switch it into Dragon mode and beat them down with dragons. But these are good for the tempo matches. I managed to ultimate Nissa once, so that was kind of neat. Main deck 4 Silumgar Scorns because it's probably the best counterspell right now with all the dragons. I got 3 Ojutais commands, sorry. I need the life gain, the extra card draw, and it's also a good counterspell. Anticipate to help me dig for stuff. Planar Outburst for board wipes. I do main deck board wipes. Even if it means board wiping my own side of the field to make sure that they don't get ahead, I will do it. So, I've got 3 Stasis Snares in the main. I run 2 Secure the Wastes, 2 Scatter the Wilds, Counter Magic, and 1 Narset Transcendant. I managed to ultimate her against a control matchup too, so that was pretty good. The Manabase is 4 of each of the Prairie streams and Canopy Vistas. Pretty much need those in the deck. Lumbering Falls is a 4 of. It's also really good. 10 basic lands. 2 of the Haven of the Spirit Dragon to get back my dragons whenever they do die. 2 Evolving Wilds to go fetch for that 1 basic that I really need at the time. But yeah, this deck pretty much, I literally just had a whole bunch of extra random stuff just lying around. So I was like, well, I'll build Bant Dragons. I had thought about building Esper Dragons, but I don't like going with the meta. I don't like neck decks, so I'll build my own little random thing, and built this, and it ended up doing really well. Got to the finals at F&M here and ended up taking second with it. So the sideboard for the deck, one of Plummet, deal with their flyers if they're mirror matching, which, if they're playing Esper Dragons, people are playing Ojutai, and Dragonlord Ojutai gets rid of it too. A 3rd Secure the Wastes, I'll play it. Extra tokens, more or less just another random win condition in there. The 4th Stasis Snare, I play one of these Angelic Purges. I really like that card. Need to get rid of a pesky creature on board. It gets rid of it for me. I need it to be removed from the game. It's right there to help out. 1 Tragic Arrogance. Think it's pretty good, but ultimately around here I never use it. I've never sided it in against anything. It ultimately should have been another Planar Outburst, but I didn't have an extra Planar Outburst, so just went with that. Run 2 Dispels, 2 Negates against the control matchup. Run 2 Immolating Glares and 2 Surge of Righteousness against the aggro matchups, or the red deck wins matchup, which that's or Jund or red black vampires or red green werewolves. It's also really good against them. So, and then I have 2 Worldbreakers in the sideboard, which I thought was also just, I had 2 extra sideboard spots, and these were actually the best thing that I could find at the time to put in there, and I just rolled with it. I only ever ended up siding it in 1 game, but I have no way really of getting it back unless I use this and sacrifice one of these lands to get it back from my discard pile. So I only played it in the finals against Austin, but I mean the deck, as you can see, it takes a beating, and but when it stabilizes, and when it wins, it can just win. Number 2 was the magic number for Friday Magic. I've had plenty of people get me down to 2 life, and then they just could not kill me. And then finally Austin was the last one to deal that last 2 damage to me. He flipped Darling Cord and Lightning Bolting me, so kudos to him for finally flipping Darling Cord and bolting me. So, but yeah, other than, I mean, the deck was really fun. It's really tempo-y, has its own control shell to it, and it just wins with Dargans, or can actually win with the little dudes too. But ultimately, the Dragons are where it's at. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like I said, this was all just all the extra stuff that I had lying around. I had no extra Archangel Avacons. I had no extra Declaration in Stones. I had no extra board wipes. So I just pretty much had to work with what I had, and this was what I had, and it did rather well. Took second, and pretty proud of the deck. Probably end up tuning it up here a little bit. Take some stuff out, put some extra stuff in. I think this deck can still be a pretty good contender in the future. So people around here better keep their eye out. Might just pull this out on a rainy day, try and take first place with it. So, all right. Well, I am Nate. This is the Deck Tech Corner. Be sure to like and subscribe. Tell all of your friends about us. Make sure they tell all of their friends about us, and we will see you here at the next edition of the Deck Tech Corner. You all have a fantastic evening.